part two of our communications night. Training is good. I hope you're all well this evening. Yeah, tonight we're gonna kind of wrap up and go into the practical side of communication and those tools and tips and tricks you've been wanting to hear. Um, and then, as I said to Shelly earlier, I will open up for in the next 2 weeks, not next week, the week after. Anybody who wants to have a one-on-one session with me, just to kind of recap or ask any questions, I want to let you know I'm going to be available so we can have a further chat. So yes, last Tuesday we talked about what we are communicating and what we are saying, and that was really crucial to enter to this part. And you had a little exercise about the pitch and really honing in on exactly what you are as an entity, whether a business or an organization, and what you want to communicate to your audience. And so now we have to talk about how and using the different mediums of communication. And as I said on Tuesday, this is not a social media training. I'm not a social media expert. I don't even know what TikTok is really. And social media evolves quite rapidly, but there's some basics that I can share with you tonight to help you choose the right medium and use the mediums to your advantage. So it is about how you're communicating and what you're using your different mediums for. And a communication medium, as the screen says, is the channel or system of how you get your messaging to your audience. So how are you as a business owner, you as an organization, getting your message out there? Are you just writing poems in your secrets of your house and keeping them in a drawer? Or are you writing articles? Are you writing blogs? Are you just speaking to people one-on-one? There are lots of different avenues for communication. So I've kind of looked at the two different types of mediums that we have, traditional and the more um, the social versions of media these days, to help figure out what would be best for you. Gone are the days where newspaper ads are the way to go. But it doesn't mean traditional media is not dead. It is still very important in these day and age. It's not super cost effective. So ads in the newspapers are expensive, ads on radio are expensive, ads on television are expensive. So that's not the direction we're going to go, because there are alternatives for that. However, it is important to stay connected to traditional media for your advocacy and public education. You're all, as we've said multiple times, you're all part of an industry and you're advocates for your industry. That's why it is important to stay connected to traditional media, because people look at newspaper articles and press releases as signs of authority and legitimacy. So, as you are an organization, as you are a business entity, when you want to provide your opinion and a perspective on these things, using traditional media such as the newspaper, interviews on television, interviews on the radio is important because you become that voice who is knowledgeable on the topic. And it's important to understand when doing this a news cycle and what hot topics will be relevant. In Barbados, it's a small, we're not dealing with like the US or Canada or large countries. We're small enough for our topic to be very relevant whenever we want it to be relevant. But it's also good to know like what's happening. So if a boat person got rescued, that is a really key opportunity for you to take advantage because the media is going to be talking about that. If the boat got stuck in the Panama Canal, that is a global news issue that you can use as an entry point to talk about a local issue, because everybody's already talking about this global issue, but we want to know how it relates to us here. If the volcano erupts, great, you have a beautiful opportunity to talk about what does that mean for fish and the health of fish. It is topical, it is relevant, people will listen to you on that time because they're interested. There are also lots of free opportunities to take advantage of. The UN and all these organizations have created these pretty nonsensical days, but everybody loves them. Everybody loves celebrating World Fisheries Days. Everybody loves World Environment Day. Everybody loves everything around the SDGs. So take advantage of you know these specific dates are coming, so plan in advance to have something ready, because newspapers and radio hosts and television programming people are always looking for content around these specific days. They will take your article and put it for free usually, because they're not subject matter experts, so they will love you to give them content. So I suggest creating a calendar of some key days where, not just as an organization, but as a business, you can write the article as a business owner on a topic in fisheries or a topic in environment, because you are directly related to these. You don't have to be an academic expert to write any article at all. So key to note. Then we have the world of social media. And some of us are great on it, some of us don't like it, but we're all engaged in various different ways. And ironically, all the social media we have in front of us are owned by the same company. Facebook owns all of them. But we're all familiar for Facebook. Shelly, I had a poll. Did we do the poll? Where's my poll thing? Yeah, I have a poll on your screen. If you can access it, please vote on the poll about what communication medium you use most currently. Let me know if you can see your screen and you can vote. Yes, let's see how the voting is going. One person voted. Anybody else? 2 people. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right, 3. I'm just drinking my lemonade. One more person's vote. Maybe that's me. All right, we got most of the people here voting. And can we, if I end the poll, will it show it? No, that's not the right one. There we go. Sharing poll results. So you can all see the screen. We have 50-50 with between word of mouth and WhatsApp. And ironically, they're pretty similar because it's a direct medium for contacting people directly. So although it's WhatsApp, you don't see as word of mouth, it is in that verbal communication, one-on-one interaction. So that's really good to know. That you have avenues now that you can use in addition to WhatsApp and word of mouth to boost your profile as businesses and an organization. That means you have some work to do. That means you really need to think of, there's some gaps in your communication that could really boost your profile. And it might take some work at the beginning, but once you get it going, the work might get a little less. So let's talk about Facebook for a second. I don't know if you have a Facebook page or you don't have a Facebook page. Stop sharing. How do you move this? Close this. Bye-bye. All right. But Facebook is very interesting because you can talk more on Facebook. There's more words you can use. You can add pictures and text. You can put events up there and people can join the event. You can live stream things to Facebook and have panel discussions on Facebook. And the demographic on Facebook is a bit older. So you're talking 25 to 34 years of age right now. But realistically, a lot of that generation is moving up because a lot of the parents are on Facebook because they've been able to use it to connect with old friends. So there are lots of people over the age of 50 on Facebook right now, and it's a really good resource for them. My grandmother is 90 and she uses Facebook. Let me tell you, she loves her Facebook. So Facebook is important to keeping connected with that larger demographic. And it is best to have a presence than to not have a presence at all. Because best believe customers, clients, donors will Google you and look for a Facebook page. So even if you have basic information there, it is important to establish some presence because your online presence is very important to the work that you're doing. Similar to Instagram. Instagram, a bit of a younger demographic, lots of pictures and video content. Everything needs to be short and spicy on Instagram, but it's great for advertisements. You can spend a very little amount of money to get a wide reach. Because our population is so small, you can spend, say, $50 and you can reach the entire population of Barbados through advertisement via Instagram. And you don't necessarily have to do much work, because if somebody says fish 5 times around their phone, best believe the fish ad will pop up, because the internet stalks you, which is a good thing when you're a business owner or run an organization, because it will be easy for people to associate with your brand. WhatsApp, we all love a WhatsApp. We're all in the same WhatsApp group, and I think WhatsApp has been revolutionary for small businesses and for organizations, because everybody is on WhatsApp. The doctor tells you about your appointments on WhatsApp. You can do telemedicine on WhatsApp. So I think it's really quick response. Nobody answers phone calls anymore. It's best nobody checks their voicemail. I don't even know how to access my Flow voicemail. Let me tell you, I had to Google it the other day. So it's a really easy way to have to engage with customers and engage with donors and just the people in general. However, there's some challenges to WhatsApp, which we will talk about in the next slide. Then we have Twitter, and I'm going to spend like 5 seconds on Twitter. Twitter is an okay space. It's not very well penetrated in Barbados. It's good if you're on the international scale to connect with funders and donors and to see what's out there. But for your businesses and the organization, only unless you're doing something on World Fisheries Day or World Environment Day should you really engage in Twitter. And I wouldn't spend the energy on Twitter. That's just my opinion. But if you're going to choose of all the 4 things on the screen and you had to drop one, I would drop Twitter. Then here's how we go. The challenge with social media etiquette. With traditional media, we're very conditioned to know that we have to be careful what we say. We have to be careful how we present ourselves. We have to write properly. We have to write more instructions. Social media threw all those rules out the window. So now we have a real challenge with professionalization for businesses and organizations on social media, because social media was a personal space at first, and now it's morphed into the professional space. And we have to remember that, one, professionalism and profits are linked. You spoke a lot about culture and the culture in the markets and how you look and appeal to customers. It's the same thing on social media. People will work with a brand that they like, that looks good, that feels professional, that feels legitimate. And that's very important in your communications. How are you putting your best foot forward on your social media? So are you using your personal social media page when you post all your crop over pictures to also to sell your fish? Are you using your personal social media page that has all your birthday photo shoots to promote the organization and advocacy you're doing? It's a kind of a weird space to exist. However, I understand that as business owners, you are your brand, and you need to recognize that in business because you are professionals who are in the professional space. So you have to balance the professional and the personal. So the suggestion one is you create 2 profiles. You have one for your business and one for your personal. Sometimes that gets hard to do, understandable. But if you're gonna merge the personal and the professional, you need to balance it. You need to ensure that your personal page is fairly reserved, so that it's not 500 posts about the birthday and your beach adventure and your travel and 1 post about your professional brand. You need to ensure that the brand, your organization, your entity has a significant presence, because otherwise when somebody's searching of how to connect with you, they're just going to see a person and they're just going to see your beach pictures and not the product that you're selling. So be careful when I'm not going to tell you what to do by any means, but be careful when you're trying to bridge those. Also, being professional is not expensive. There are many free tools available online. We all think we have to hire brand consultants to develop our brand online. But there's some things you can do to start up that are very simple and straightforward and anyone can do. You also have to make it easy for your audience to find you. So when I'm searching for fishing in Barbados or fresh fish in Barbados, I want to make sure that when I type it in, you come up as an organization, you come up as an entity. That means your content itself has to be reflective of the work you're doing. So if you want to call your business the Big On Tennis Ball Golden Fish Producers Incorporated, by the time everybody sees the fish part of that, they've already lost track. So try to narrow down things to be very clear and precise of exactly the brand, the organization, the event, exactly what it is. Because as you know, everybody's attention span is limited. And if they don't associate things immediately, they're not going to spend time to further research. And then the other part is staying engaged. And this is a challenge I even have on social media, which it is about continuously connecting with your audience in different ways. You don't have to have a photo shoot every single time, but there's simple ways you can stay engaged, like resharing the content of other people in your space. So whether if you see Barnufo post something, you reshare that because then they're following will see that. If the Ministry of Blue Economy posts something, reshare that because then you can be associated with the work they're doing. So that's a really easy way to stay engaged without having to create content and put things up and post and take pictures. It's very easy to just engaging with what other people are doing. And now we're at the communications toolkit. And this is the fun part, and then we'll open it for some questions. So to make it all easier for you, there's some very few things that you need in your arsenal to make this happen. Your messaging, we spoke about this last week. You need your one-line pitch and 5 key talking points. And all you do is that, you just recycle that and recycle that and recycle that. And once you have those down pat, the rest of the messaging will come easier to you. So you really need to hold down and sit and have one document where all these things are. One place where all these things are. So that every time somebody asks you something, you don't have to be searching and thinking and spending time imagining. And no, you all are business, you run a business. Don't spend some time now to do everything so that so in the future you can be able to just pull on these things from this box of stuff you've had stored. The next thing you do is create your brand image. We all love an image. And so here is what my tips on creating this image are. I'm not a brand consultant by any means, but I look at enough things and I create enough brands to know there's some key things. Pick 3 colors. Don't pick 100 different colors. Pick 3 colors that you like that work well together and just use those. So if you're picking a light blue, a dark blue, and a green, don't try to do everything else. Don't add the pink and the yellow and the brown and the orange all together because then it's a whole rainbow and nobody will be clear. So pick 3 colors and stay simple. Why this is important too. If you want to print shirts, if you want to get embroidered stitch logos, it's cheaper the less colors you have. So think about it that way. And then pick 2 fonts. Now let me tell you how it irks me that when you get a document and there's 7 different fonts on it because you don't know where to look. Your fonts, as you see on my page now, I have 2 different fonts and it's very clear and simple and clean. So just pick 2 fonts, 2 simple fonts that you think look good together and just stick to those. Choose one that is like bold and can be a heading and one that can be the subtext and the smaller, thinner text. Keep it that way, stick to it. You'll be, trust me, it will save you all of that. And you stick to these simple things over and over and over in every single thing you do. Every event flyer, same colors, same fonts. Every post you make, same color, same fonts. All the shirts you want to do, same color, same fonts. So you just have a consistent, clean, simple look. Also, there's some free tools on the internet for you. Free tools. I'm going to escape this. So this lovely presentation I have, I'm not very graphically oriented all the time, but there's a software out there called canva.com that I use for everything. On your screen, wait, let me just share the right screen now. New share. Canva.com is the social media for the layman like myself. So they already have graphic design embedded in it for you to use. So you want to create an Instagram post, they already have it sized and designed beautifully, so you can use it. You already have templates over here, so you don't have to think. So if you want to, create a post about your product, you create that there. They have everything. You can change the text. Sale of mahi mahi, and then you can click and you can look for a fish in the clip art, and then you can drop your picture, your fish in there, and boom, you have an ad created. And then you just add more text, and you can add your call 246-278-45657, and you can add it there, and boom, that took 30 seconds. I mean, it will obviously take you some time to get used to something like this, but what I'm trying to show you, it's really easy. There are lots of different options. If you want to make a poster, you don't have to call Shelly. Look, boom, templates of posters already. I mean, this is a missing dog, but you can templates of posters already. You don't have to do anything. No accepting orders. Look at that. You don't have to do anything. You just add your own information into this. See, Jada quality fish. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. And if you click here, you can change all your colors. You have a whole smorgasbord of colors. So very quick, easy tool that's free. You know what's beautiful about it? It's free. And what you do, and I will get to this, if you don't have the time or the acumen, you need to rely on your networks to help you. Let me go back to this screen share, back to my other screen. Share. The other tool you have for photography to get photos is freepik.com. Make sure you spell it Freepik. And this is where you can get photos. Sometimes we do not have time or a great phone to take good photos of your product. However, other people have probably taken great photos already because, fishing is a global industry. So if you want to take pictures, find pictures of, this is all I can think of, mahi mahi. There's some beautiful fish. I don't even know if it's the right fish, but you all will know which fish it is. And you can find a picture that associates with what you're looking for. So if you want to look for a fishing boat, you type in fishing boat. Sorry, the internet's slow. And there are all these pictures of fishing boats already. So you don't have to spend a lot of your energy looking for things. It's already there. In Canva itself, and I'm going to switch to, I can see my whole screen. Here. In Canva itself, you can look in photos and you can type fish. And lots of pictures come up. Lots of things come up. That's why I had all those lovely fish pictures in my presentation. So free, easy to use. Then we're going to go back to the other tool I had. I'm going to present here, which is you need an email address. You need a professional email address. It could be your name. You could have bernellnichols@gmail.com or hotmail.com, whatever. But why this is important is because you need an online presence and you need people to, when they Google your name or Google you as a company or a business, they can find you. An email address helps to bring your profile higher on a Google search. So I suggest don't have, and make sure it's a professional email address because you need to inspire confidence in a customer. So your customer doesn't want to be sending an email for fish to Panda Bear 592. They want to be sending to Bernell Nichols or Bernard Seal. They want to be sending to either that person or justfish@gmail.com. They want to feel inspired and feel professional in your engagement. The other free tools you have is your friends, your relatives, and your colleagues. So this is for the human resources and capacity. Let me tell the amount of flyers I've designed for my mother. My mother doesn't even try anymore. She claims she tries, but she's not trying anymore. So it's important for you have resources right among you. If you don't have time to sit down and do things, and not just Shelly, don't just ask Shelly things, but within your circles, you can have a grandchild or a niece or a nephew or a neighbor who you can help upskill and train them in, and have them train themselves in these things to help you, which will then help their business and also help them get these skills that they can then transfer. And on that note, I can show you some. I did this in 5 minutes before we came on the call. But if you look on the screen, just fish and Virginia quality fish. I threw this together for you in 2 seconds on Canva, because if you look at it, simple, clean, everybody knows what you're selling, everybody knows what you're doing, everybody knows your image. So that's just to say, a little work now will be able to set you up for success as you grow your business and your organization. And on that note, it is now 8 o'clock, and I want to open for questions. Any questions? All 11 of you. No one has a question for me?
Hi, good night.
Hi, Katrina.
Yeah, you said it's canvas.com, right?
Canva.
Canva.
Yes, let me go back.
Canva.
Yeah. CANVA.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
No problem. No more questions?
It will be good to hear from experiences from persons who have Facebook pages for their business.
Yes, I can do a quick audit of your Facebook page for your business. I can give you some thoughts on the immediate thing. I can start Googling each one of you, because that's something you should do as well. Anybody wants any feedback?
So,
Hi,
good night.
Bernell and Sheena, yes.
Yes, Sheena, go.
Oh, Sheena, go.
Hi, good night. I don't really use my Facebook page to market my business, but I find that with Facebook, you find a lot of information. You gather a lot of information. Facebook really keeps you well informed. So it's really a good idea to try to use the Facebook, also Instagram.
Yes, and let me tell you, you use them and you create a presence on it, even if you don't use it all the time. So that, because what happens when customers are Googling, they will look to see who has a presence. And if you don't have a presence, they're like, I don't know if I can trust it. Especially as we had to move away from the face-to-face interaction because of COVID. People were looking online to see where they could get stuff. Who is the people online? And so they tend to gravitate towards, unless you know somebody personally, gravitate towards people who have a presence. You don't need a lot of presence. You just need a page, you need a number, a contact information, so email or phone number, and just a clear showing of exactly what you have as a business.
Hi. Also, and I find that the Instagram is really it there. I mean, a lot of my friends are setting up like their businesses, selling stuff on Instagram, and then a lot of the other bigger corporations are putting out pages with like their stock on it, advertising, sales, and stuff like that, and it's really good because to me it makes life easier.
So much easier. Instagram and Facebook for sales and products, because everybody's visual now. You're all visual people. You don't have time. You don't have time to read up on things. So yes, Facebook's great for information. Instagram is great for sales. Instagram is great for so people can see the products. You can see a lot of people selling items that they're bringing in. They'll send you pictures of it, and you can ask the price, and so you can stay engaged with customers through the DMs, etc. So it is a really, really important presence to have, even if you're not posting every single day. But you can have something so people that will assume you're a legitimate organization. And there's a lot of assumptions people make when they find an Instagram profile. with 1 or 2 pictures and a nice logo and how to get in touch with the person.
So Tamisha, it would be good if like our organization had an Instagram page or at
Yes,
least a Facebook page.
yes. Let me tell you
Okay,
why.
thank
Because
you.
people ask me to recommend organizations for grants, and they are looking for organizations, donors are looking to tag your organization in grants, or tag your organization on Fisheries Day, or tag your organization on Environment Day. So if you don't have a profile, they can't really big you up. And you know, donors love a communications opportunity. They love the show. So if you don't have anything for them to relate to, one, they will post something generic and be like, yeah, we partnered with the Central Process Association, but their audience won't know who you are. Their audience won't be drawn to click anywhere to find out more about what you do. And so that's important that you have a presence so that when the donors want to talk about you, they have something to reference.
Okay, thank you.
No, Vernell has those, right? Yeah.
Maisha, I send my logo there to you to look at. I don't know if you can get it up.
Is it in your
If it can,
WhatsApp?
to you, the WhatsApp. I would like to see how to put it on a page on the one you just showed, it was
Canva?
Instagram. Was
Instagram?
Instagram? Yeah, online. How to put it on
Let me,
to
it's opening.
advertise. But do you use your logo for advertising too, or just information?
You use your logo for everything. So people think, I will download this now. And so I'm going to upload it to, I'm going to create a flyer for you on Canva. How about that? Where is the, home? Can you all see my screen still? Which screen am I sharing?
We can't see the screen.
All right, there we go.
Okay, yeah.
So say you want to do an Instagram post, right? You go here. I have your logo downloaded. So then you go to uploads. And you upload your media. And you upload from your computer. And I'm going to bring your image in. So you see, yes, I do a lot of this stuff. So you can see the logo here. You bring it in and you put it in a corner or wherever you want it. Say you want it at the top here, right? And you want to add some text around, what do you want to advertise for now? What do you want to advertise?
You mean specific fish or just fish?
Anything you want to advertise. What fish you have now?
Tuna. Say tuna. Tuna, marlin.
Oh, fish sale.
Right.
All right, you have that. Then you have best prices and highest quality. Right, and then you can add your list of what else you have. You have your tuna.
Okay.
Then you have your marlin. Then you have your dolphin.
That's Facebook or?
So I'm making the ad in Canva for you. Tuna. Right, so you have to make it somewhere and make it look good. So I'm going to put this here. Right, and I'm going to put your contact information, contact 246. So it's WhatsApp usually. I would suggest you tell people to WhatsApp you. 1 246. You have there.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to add it tuna. And see. Marlin. Dolphin. And you see you have the blue in your logo already?
Pardon?
You have blues in your logo already.
Mm-hmm.
Blue color. So I would add a blue line to just add some, you know, something exciting to it. And then I would add like a nice circle. You can add a nice circle around what you're selling.
Okay.
You know, this isn't great. I'm just doing this quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have it there. And then you have that there. So assuming this is your ad. So you call WhatsApp now for the best deal,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So you have that here. Then you download it as a picture.
Do what?
You download it as a picture. So everything you post on Instagram and Facebook is a picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make sure you download it as a picture. You know, you have your Word documents, you have your PDFs. This has to be either a JPEG, so JPG, or a PNG. These are picture files. That's what you can upload on Instagram and Facebook. So then you go to your Instagram or your Facebook. So I'm going to go to my Facebook. And you'll have your Facebook page. So I'm going to go to the Trust Facebook page. And then you create a post. If you create a post, then you have to add your picture, right? You add your picture and you upload it. And then you say you get great deals this week with Vergeda quality fish. And then you click post. Da, 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 and boom, you've posted on Facebook. You need to have an account. You can post it on your personal page as well, if you have a personal page. Also, you can post to Instagram and Facebook at the same time. So if you're doing it on Instagram, I don't know how to do Instagram on my computer. I haven't posted on Instagram. Let's try it. Instagram. How do you create a new post? I can't post to Instagram from my computer. But assuming you would post it just like you posted the picture, right? So it is all about you creating the right image to go along. So if you're scrolling, you'll be like, oh, this looks really interesting. Look, it's clear what they have.
So if you are suppose you're doing something like weekly, you want to put up something, you use the same thing here all the time. That's what you were saying?
You can use it, but I would differentiate it so that when somebody looks to your page, you can change. So if this week is tuna, next week you have marlin, or whatever your catch is for that week. You can change it up, but you can use the same background. So let's go back to Canva. Say next week you have different fish. You can use the same thing. Move it. Zoom isn't present. Can use the same template here and be like, oh, this week, I'm gonna change the blue to a different blue, and it will be, I don't know what other fish there is. I'll have flying fish. And look, you didn't have to do much work, but it's the same concept, but at least it looks a little different. So you're catching the eye. You can change the line blue. You can change the font color to blue. You can add this to green. So you change a few things just to catch the eye, but you can have the same basic templates for everything. So at least, every week it's the same consistent style that your audience will see, but you're providing different information. You can take out the circle for the next one. You can add a flying fish. You search for it. You add a flying fish picture. Right? And look, same basic things, but it's a different type of ad.
So the next question would be, if some person not familiar with your brand or your logo, right? How would you how are you? I mean, you're selling your brand, but how would people know it's you, or it doesn't matter if they know it is you or not?
You as in Vernell?
Yes, the person that.
So the person behind the brand, should they know the person that it depends on how you want to build your business. And a lot of the type of work you do is about interpersonal relationships. But do you know who's behind Apple or Microsoft?
Okay.
No. So you can build your brand that has nothing to do with you as a person. So they're just seeing, oh, you know, Virginia Fish. I don't know who's behind Clifton Meats, but Clifton Meats is a name. I don't know who's behind Amir's Chicken, but you know, you buy Amir's Chicken. So I don't need to know who's behind Virginia Fish. But I can recognize Amir's Chicken because I know their brand. It's clear and easy to see. I can recognize Clifton because, you know, it's clear and easy to see. So I should be able to go somewhere and if you have your little nice pretty logo here as a label on your fish, and it's the same thing, the same consistent brand you use on your Instagram, and the same consistent brand on your Facebook page, and the same thing on your shirt. It's like, oh, this is all one thing. But it doesn't have to be Vernell, they know. They
Okay.
can associate this image with fish. That's all you want them to do.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions? Anybody else wants me to check their Facebook page, check their Instagram, give feedback? All right. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has come to the end. Yes.
Right. So let's say that some person just wanted to come up with a quick logo, something to identify them, probably not fancy.
Yes.
You can get one of the ladies that here that work in the industry that say if they
Yes.
want something done quickly to.
So who wants a logo? I can scrub something up really quickly. Sheena, I see you jump.
I was thinking about it, but I didn't change my mind.
Do you want me to go ahead with it?
Yeah, you could. Thank you.
All right, so it's the central fish processors, right?
Yes, do one for Central.
All right, so it's still fish is the theme, right? So I have looked for a fish logo. So they have lots of different templates. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this one here. Here, that's just a fish. See, nothing fancy, very simple. And then I'm gonna pick a font that's clear. Everybody has their personal appeal to font. And what I suggest, everybody, you know, it's fine to have your personal. Choose one without feet. So if you don't know anything about fonts, like Times New Roman, like any one of these, this font here, that's on your screen now, has feet. So it has these little dashes. So I would choose something that doesn't have the dashes. That's just a personal thing. So I'm choosing a basic font. So you have Central, Fish, Processors. And normally when you get somebody professional to do logo design, etc., they go through a lot of process with talking with you to understand their brand, etc. And I know your brand is it's all women.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add a bit of a softer touch to it. Not to mean that any of you are soft, but just, you know, to show that.
I like blue color or something.
So always start with black and white because it's cheaper to print things in black and white. But then you can add a little color to it now. I can have the light blue here. And then I'm gonna put a little wave. Like I want to wave.
Yeah, that one looks nice.
So if I do this, let me flip it.
Yeah.
With something like that, I can move this to the back. Move to the back. Okay. I'm gonna flip this here. Sorry, I get really like into designing things because it's therapeutic for me. Flip horizontal. Move into the fish. It'll say the fish
Yeah,
is
that
jumping
looks good.
out of it. And then
Yeah,
you go
it
like
looks
that.
nicer, yeah.
And then, so something like that. Obviously, this needs a bit of cleanup, but 5 minutes, you have something nice, simple that you can use in different ways. Let me make this bigger. If you look at that, something quick and easy, add up, that you can use. You can print this logo on a shirt. You can make your little stickers for everything you do for this. It doesn't look obviously like Barbados, but it looks sleek and quick and identifiable.
So then you could actually make your own logo without having to go through paying these people.
Exactly. Simple, simple. All it is, and I'm not, let me just preface this, I'm not dissing the skill set of graphic designers. They're very important and essential tools in the world. However, some small businesses at the beginning cannot afford their services. And I think that's okay. So you should be able to do something simple until your business has the capacity to hire and bring somebody on. Always have that, but you can develop that skill set on your own to help you in the startup phase. So you don't have to wait on somebody else to create something. Your theme is very clear as an organization and as entities. You're in one business, you're in the business of fish. So it shouldn't be take too much for you to think of something with if you're in the business of fish. So there are tools to make it easy and affordable for you to look professional quickly. So, because you can get bogged down in the branding and get bogged down in the price and get bogged down in the cost of setting up all these things. But no, my suggestion is to start with something simple like this. That took 5 seconds. Something simple. Start, boom, boom, boom. You can move on. And then you can start using this. And as you said from a couple of meetings ago, you wanted to come across professional, quick and professional. Boom, done. Everybody can move on with that. You don't have to have 7 meetings to decide and dream about it. And when you dream about fish, what did that dream mean again? I don't remember. But yes, something simple like that. Sheena, you had a question?
No, I just did it by accident. Thank you.
No problem. Anybody else wants me to try? All right. Okay. It is 8:25. And as we come to our end, Sheena, I'll share this with you obviously after. I'll clean it up and share it. But thank you for
Thank you
paying
very
attention
much.
to me for the last month. I hope I was useful in the slightest way, and you at least learned one thing from this whole process. I'm now in your WhatsApp group, so feel free to reach out to me. I'm just off for next week, but after that, I'll be open to having one-on-one discussions, going through common stuff, going through grant funding, going through and any of the areas, resource mobilization. What was the other one I did? I forget. Proposal writing. I'm here to help you continuously. I will do a full report on everything I've done, so including all of the drafts of your statements. I'll share that all with you in a couple weeks.